today for the Bitcoin and cryptocurrency prices. Dear ladies and gentlemen, look at the Bitcoin price, look at the crypto prices. This is an emergency. I am actually laying down here. I walked up to my old villa and I still have an emergency for you. I have actually prepared some data which will blow your mind. If you're asking yourself, why are you laying down here while analyzing the Bitcoin price? The answer is because I can. You don't like it? Bye-bye. Let's talk about Bitcoin. Let's talk about what is going on. I mean, dear ladies and gentlemen, I just want to remind you, I was posting for quite some time actually. You can see here the red arrow actually marking my entry price for Bitcoin. I will show you that trade later on. I will show you my price targets later on and exactly what I am predicting. But I've been talking about this for quite some time now, for a few weeks. And now it is actually happening. The question is, what is the price target? What can we expect now for Bitcoin as we are approaching 100K? Well, let's talk about that. And I have some very, very special things which I have not talked about before. And first of all, I wanted to, of course, go into my trades and show you, yes, I put my money where my mouth is. Short-term trade, $850,000 in a profit. I'm still in. The long-term trade, unbelievable, $10.5 million in a profit, up $1 million just since yesterday's video. I hope you watched yesterday's video where I was talking actually about the predicted price movements for Bitcoin. Well, before I go into one chart and show you one indication which predicts exactly what we can expect for Bitcoin today, tomorrow, and the coming weeks, but also which predicts exactly when the bull market is over, price targets and everything. Before I will talk about that, I wanted to, of course, quickly touch base on one very, very interesting and important chart here, and that is the yearly chart for Bitcoin. I will go into it very shortly, but look at this. This is the yearly candles for Bitcoin, and you can see we usually have 3 green candles, 3 years of bull market, 1 red candle, 3 green candles, 1 red candle, and now we just had 2 green candles. And yes, this candle flipped green now. This is an old chart. I was too lazy, but this is an old chart now at $99,000. It's a green candle, and I do believe we will close green. I do believe that the bull market will end before the end of the year, well before the end of the year. But, well, we will have 1 year of bear market, so I think I'm pretty certain that this whole candle will still be green. It will just have a wick on the upside, right? Now the question is, what can we expect for Bitcoin? Well, we've been going up. That is not a surprise, right? We've been breaking this downward sloping resistance on the weekly. It looks way more beautiful. Also not a surprise. And I've been talking about my price targets, which one was 92. We hit it. We got 96. We hit it. We got perfect resistance. And my next price target, which I mentioned yesterday, is 102,000, which I do believe we are going to hit as well. That is actually the first profit-taking area for my short-term trade. Now the question is, how high can we go? First of all, I wanted to talk about one thing. Let me actually sit up for that. I want to sit up for that, so you understand really what I want to talk about. I want to put emphasis on that. And there has never been in the history of Bitcoin a bull market which ended before we were overbought for Bitcoin. Any bull market in Bitcoin, in stocks, it cannot stop before we are overbought. A bear market cannot stop before we are oversold. It's the point of biggest pain for bears when we are overbought. It's the point of biggest pain for bulls when we are oversold. Without the biggest pain on each side, we cannot end a bull or bear market. That is a fact. And if we are going here straight into the monthly candles for Bitcoin, you can see this high here was hit if you go down to the RSI, which actually represents whether we are overbought or oversold. We are on the monthly still far away from the overbought territory. Yes, it's a downward sloping line here. We are getting less and less overbought as Bitcoin is maturing and getting higher, and we are getting diminishing returns to scale. But I want to make this one statement. Look at this value here, 90 approximately. I will not sell my Bitcoin. I will not sell any of my Bitcoin. I will not take, most likely, at least not the biggest part, of my long-term trade in profits before we are hitting at least 88 on the RSI on the monthly. Before we are not doing that, I do not consider Bitcoin being overbought on the monthly candles, which is the indicative and most important indicator to determine whether Bitcoin is overbought and to determine whether this bull market is over. Is this bull market going on for another 8-9 months? No, I don't think so. Yes, maybe in this case I'm wrong, but I do not think so. That is what I truly believe is the case. This monthly RSI is very important to take into consideration, and I do not think that this move is over yet. We have a daily uptrend, 4-hourly uptrend, and if you look at it closely, you could even say we have a daily uptrend. You could say that actually. I posted this yesterday. Stop and read the video. It's really something which it comes from the bottom of my heart. Dear ladies and gentlemen, I'm gonna lay back down, and I truly love and appreciate every single one of you for your support, and we are going to see each other very soon at the next MMCrypto. As always, guys, as always, bye.